Okay, so testing some new power ignitions for the Golden Harvest. Uh, so here's one of them. Let's see, I'm trying to put it in there. Try a different blade color. So basically, what's happening is instead of coming like this, it's actually opening up. Like so, this one is actually coming in like this. But you can change the setting so it can come out outward, come in like this, or come from the top to the bottom, or the bottom to the top. So I'm working on. I'm testing that with Frederick.
Sound menu.
Son of darkness, you Jedi are quite influential. The Phantom, the Shadow, Dark Harvest.
The classic theme. Sound menu.
Knighthood.
So depending on the setting you're setting this up as, you can have different type of blade styles. But right now you have to set it in the background text on this demo. Um, I'll show you another one real quick. Uh, but I'm trying to see if Frederick can actually put it in the blade so you can choose it, and if you can choose it, for it to also be able to on the save it on the profile for that particular font. Let me put this in here and show you a different version. So like I said, right now it's set up where you have to literally go in there. Well, at least for the testing, you guys don't have this yet. Uh, Go into the effect font, go to NeoPixel Extended, go into your classic blade, background, and then go where it says spading. You have center 1. So what you do is change that to 1, 2, or 3. Sorry, 0, 1, or 2. 0 is ignition from the bottom to the top. 1 is ignition from the center outward, and 2 is ignition from the outside into the center. So we're gonna do number 2 right now, so you can see what that's like. And you can do the tip flash and stuff like that, blade flash. You can play around with some basic effects on it as well. You can change the preons as well and the intensity of it. So let's go again. Like I said, let's save this. This one is number 2, outside to center. Let's save that. I'm gonna get my SD card real quick here. Okay, let's put it in here. Click it in place. Oops, I powered on. Okay. Slide the core back in. This is what I like about the Emperor. Just slide the core back in here. I think I hit us. Oh, my blade's there. Hold on. Just slide the core right back in. Put it in place. It actually aligns itself automatically, which is perfect. I love that. Let's put the blade. Make sure it makes contact properly. Alright, let's go step back a little bit so you can see. Notice, so this one was from the outside into the center piece, and I'll show you again. Let me see. You can probably see this better. Okay. And like I said, the Prion effect, you can actually change that as well. But pretty cool stutter effect. Or you can put it back to normal, like I said, the normal way. I am gonna tell Frederick, see if we can actually put it into the blade option so that we can just go ahead and choose it via the blade. Will be a lot easier than every time you got to take the core out if you want to use a different type of ignition. And I'll provide that as feedback on my testing. But one of the questions was, can we do ignition effects? And it looks like we can. He's, especially if he adds a little bit of variance to it, which he said you can do, by doing flash tip and base lit and a few other things. You can change it up a little bit. So putting it back on 0. I'll put it back on 0. You can see what I mean. Putting it back on 0 kind of just puts it right back to where it was before. So go back into blade, classic 1, background, and make it back to 0. Close it, save it. Okay. Put it back in the Saber. And like I said, this will, once he approves it, will go on all my updates as well. So you can play around with it yourself. But we did get a lot of questions if we can get some blade style effect, kind of like what the Xeno does with warp and staggering and stuff like that. So we are working with Frederick on that to get some additional blade style effects on this ignition effect, sorry. I think this is just for testing this part, but I think this one should go and that's the 0. Hold on. I think I gotta reset. Or did I not save it?
Sound menu.
Kylo Ren.
There you go. Back to normal.
Sound menu.
You're hard to get rid of.
So this is the staggered one. I think it's because I left stutter to 1. So let me change the stutter. I think that's what it was.
Sound menu.
The Dark Sword.
Yeah, I left the stutter. Alright, let's try to change that. Because like I said, you can play with the stutter and a few other things. And what happened was I had stutter on 0 and I put it at 1. So that changed the way it staggers up. But nothing that isn't a simple change. Let's change that. Let's go back in. Like I said, there are different ways you can play with the flash, the tip flash, the stutter, to make different ignition style effects. So depending on that, depends on how your blade is gonna ignite. So we're gonna go back into my profile, effect font, NeoPixel Classic Blade, which is where I set it up for to test. Go back. Yep, I have stutter 1. Let's make that stutter 0 because I don't want it to stutter. Let's save that. And like I said, there's a lot of hidden effects a lot of people don't know. You just got to play around with it. Once the module comes out, all this is going to be so much simpler for customers who do not customize manually. And you don't have to do all this because you'll be able to do all this through the blade style or quick app update directly into your board. Dial this in. Okay, tighten it up a little bit for now. Put the blade in. Let's see. There you go. Sometimes you gotta reset it. That's what we're gonna do.
Sound menu.
Ascension.
See, so you can do different ignitions. That's gonna be on an update soon with the 3.34. Tell Frederick it's working, but I'm gonna tell them to see if we can try to put it, like I said, inside the menu if possible. So that way you just go to Blade, Editor, and you can change it on the fly. You know, so this is again the Emperor. It's a beautiful hilt if you haven't seen it or ordered it yet from us. Awesome hilt. Awesome. And you saw how easy the chassis is to set up and everything. And once you have it all nice and dialed in, then you put in the screw and lock it up. You know. It also has, and I'll show you. Let me just take off the blade real quick. Somebody asked me if, you know, you have to take out the whole cord to charge it. You really don't. You actually have the charger right there. But, you know, you can take out the whole cord. You just don't have to. But like I said, it's in there. Take off my blade, and somebody should do a blade plug on this. I'm gonna see who can do that, or I should try the one that I already have, see if it works for my other Emperors. They are the same style. Now I'm curious to see if it works. But I gotta find my other Emperor because it's for the other Emperor I have. All right. Either way, let's put this back together, and I'll talk to you guys later.